Hi, my name is Dan Broman of e-awakening.com. We just started a show called Playing Guitar, Writing Songs, and. The "and" this show is Local Access TV. And I'm going to show you how to play the song right after the show. It starts off with my favorite chord, D. Locally produced television breaks the mold. Shows about your neighborhood and your world. Created by the people next door, for the people next door. It's news that you can use. Stories of who we are. Lights, camera, action. Local Access TV. Our cities and towns, our neighborhoods. See what's happening on Access TV. It's the news that we can use. It's the stories of who we are. Local Access TV. Local Access TV, that's what our show is about today. My name is Dan Broman, and this is...
Playing guitar, writing songs, and what's that story about? What's that song about? Playing guitar, writing songs, and
I'm really excited about our show today. It's something that I've been involved in for years. I started at Metro News at Cable Access in Brockton before going to work in Boston at the major news stations. Metro News was all about what was happening in the community TV and community news. It's very important, something that has a great future, and it's a place where everyone is welcome to participate. We're going on a short tour of the Abington studios. Let's see that video now.
Here we are in the Abington Cam Television Studio control room. We have some equipment over here I'd like to show you. This beautiful piece of equipment called the Soundcraft Audio Board controls all of our audio within the television studio and the school system. This audio board, which is part of the production suite, is generally used by one person, a volunteer or an audio engineer. That person is taught how to raise and lower the volume levels of different inputs, mics, CDs, songs, instruments. It's very easy to use. It's really just turn it up and turn it down. We show you how to use this equipment as part of a team when we're creating programming. The broadcast pick switcher, it's basically a studio in a box. So a lot of these inputs and a lot of these sources, we're able to switch between videos, CG graphics, keys, pictures within the studio, as well as we're connected throughout the school. So we're able to do this in the auditorium, the gymnasium, the seminar room, and coming soon, the library. This is used, the way that I use this system, or this part of the system, is it's a one-man system, so I can do this by myself. The crew that you see behind me that's working together in unison acts as a production crew. We're part of the family to make the production happen. One person can run this, but it's very easy to train anybody to run this. And we look for people to help in running our productions and our local productions. This is where all the lights and the cameras and the action happen. We use fiber optic cameras. There's Sony XD cams, very good cameras, very good optics. We have some psychs that you can see in the back, gray psych, black psych, green psych. We do green screen, we have sets. The producers and the volunteers that use this facility, they come in with scripts, they come in with ideas, they come in with hopes and dreams, and I help them visualize their way to an actual production. Adobe Premiere is one of the #1 edit systems in the world. Professionals use it, amateurs use it, beginners use it. As a member of the organization, we'd have you sign a sheet, and you'd be able to use this system in your own field productions. You would take a camera out, you would take some audio equipment out, you would field produce a piece, and you would bring in all that media, all that content. Content would go into your project bin, you have a timeline, and you have different editing fields, which you can add graphics, fades, transitions, as well as different movie effects.
There are very few salt marshes left, and we have one that is literally in our own backyard.
Hit this start scroll button, and we scroll your words onto the teleprompter, which that allows you to read them in a script format to sound real professional.
Is this speed okay?
That's what we do here at Abington Cam. We try to make you look and sound the best way you can to convey your opinions, your entertainment, your education, anything that really comes to mind that you think you want to tell your fellow townies, your neighbors, the public, the world. We can help you do that here.
We're doing this show along with our website, e-awakening.com, to shine a spotlight on people, groups, and organizations that are doing positive things for the environment. Our guest today is someone who's doing positive things right here in Abington, Massachusetts. Our guest is Justin Shanahan, the Executive Director of Abington Cable. We'll be talking with Justin right after we play this video.
I was about 17, 18. I didn't have too many options besides working in a restaurant or mowing lawns. So one day I just kind of prayed on it, and in the mail came a pamphlet to Arts Institute, which is a broadcast school. All right, we're going to start recording. I went and toured the school. I really liked it. Television production. I think I always dabbled with cameras and technology and things, but I never really thought about it as a career. And ultimately, I wanted to go, but I didn't know where to start. So I went to my town's Access Center, and I signed up as a membership, and I said, you know, I need to know as much as I can. I'm going to college in about 8 months. You know, what can I? You gotta teach me something, so I'm not walking in blind. So I went through their class, their TV studio class, and I just saw the gentleman the other day. He's the one who gave me the class. I had told him, you know, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, I'm an ED. Thank you.
This is a switch for you because you're usually behind the scenes. You're usually directing the show, and here you are in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Well, can you tell us? You know, you've been involved with video for a long time. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been involved in?
Well, I mean, the video that I've been involved in has been, you know, it's been a journey from music videos, public access, short films, commercials, PSAs. You know, I tried to just wonder and you know, challenge myself to pretty much touch every aspect that, you know, video does touch. So it's just been a great journey.
And I've seen some of your work, and it's fabulous. I mean, you're really meticulous in the technical department. I mean, you're, you know, understanding of all the different aspects of, you know, how the cameras work and all the equipment. What keeps your interest going on this?
Well, it's when you say understand, to me, I try to overstand things. You know, I want to be able to relay that information to people who want to learn it. You know, in public access, that's what we do. We teach people how they can do it. So I try to take this stance of over learning, over thinking things, and the best way to explain it to people.
Yeah, I know, and you're a real hard worker. I mean, you're here a lot, and you're working really hard to help people get on TV. And can you tell us what really happens? What's an overview of this studio?
Well, this studio right now currently resides in the Abington High School / middle school. And it was a great move for us because it gave us a lot of eyes on, basically. They house a bunch of students, kids, teenagers who, you know, when I was a teenager, I loved TV. So to have it here really opened up a big pool as far as volunteers and people access users. As well as, you know, because of the high profile school, you know, it brought light back to public access. You know, before we were in a garage and we still produced a lot of programming. We still had a good volunteer base that was producing a lot of programming. And this kind of just moved us up to the next level, so.
Right. Well, Justin, as you know, but our audience may not know, there's an awful lot that goes into producing a show. Justin is a tremendous help in making sure that the finished product is a success. Right now, I want to take you behind the scenes of playing guitar, writing songs, and... Let's go behind the scenes of playing guitar, writing songs, and... to see some of the crew in action.
Playing guitar, writing songs, and...
There are very few pristine wilderness areas left. I've got the easy job as the host. Even have a teleprompter, so I don't have to memorize my words. Although we do craft our words to get the best meaning across. But words wouldn't be much good without the audio person. Erin's just started at the audio board, and she's already a pro, going from voice to music to sound on tape. And Marilyn, who's directing this show, usually makes sure the teleprompter's going at the right speed for Dan to read. Then there's Tracy as the technical director, pushing buttons at precisely the right time so you're seeing what you're supposed to see. And Kathy, she's on camera, soon to be floor directing. And Sean is also on camera, but this week he's learned to technical direct because Tracy's on vacation. And then there's Eagle Eye Billy. You may have seen him for the last 26 years recording all the sports action. Today he's our behind the scenes guy. Most of the pictures you're seeing are his. And if you think this looks like fun, it is. It's a blast. And Justin, our fearless leader,
It's going to be key to it, just ready.
is one of the only professionals here. The rest of us are doing this as volunteers and loving every minute of it. You know, we have a great crew here at Playing Guitar, Writing Songs, and do people have to be experienced, or can you help them learn?
We can help anybody. You know, experience is wanted because, you know, that helps other people learn. But it's not needed. You know, people come in and they have no experience, and some people have their own equipment that they don't even know how to use. And, you know, I often tell them, just give me a call. You know, I'm pretty technically savvy, and, you know, I'll come over, or we'll go to a field, or you can come in the studio. We'll show you how to use it, you know, so you get better use out of it.
Well, I know you're technically savvy because you've helped me out with a few problems that I've had. And, you know, we know that there's a lot of channels in the programming that you have here, multiple channels, as we're going to see in this next clip.
On the public access channels, we broadcast 3 cable channels: the public channel, the education channel, and the government channel. The public channel is where the community may exercise its First Amendment right. That's the freedom of speech. Express your opinions or beliefs. Have fun with entertainment or music, and you can really tap into your creative spirit. That's any individual or group who wants to produce television. The education channel is reserved for educational use. We usually air programming that has direct involvement with the town's public schools, like sports games, concerts, or graduation. But we can also air shows that have a focus on teaching any of the many subjects someone may want to learn. On the government channel, the criteria for government programming, such as selectmen meetings, school committee meetings, the zoning board, or the Board of Health meetings, need to be recorded from the beginning to end without editing. This ensures transparency in the government that serves you. Think of these channels as where you see your government in action, get your hyper-local news, and see your kids' events. And also, you can share your own passions and wonders.
Justin, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about those different channels.
Well, as you saw in the video, there was we tried to show you a broad range of the videos that we actually play on the channels. The majority of those videos were shot by, I have to give him a shout out. Billy Davis is a stellar producer, volunteer that I've been working with since I've started here. He volunteers his time to shoot videos in public access. That's what we do. We look for volunteers and people to volunteer their time and their expertise to help record, the memories that happen here in town. So Billy works behind the cameras mostly, and as a volunteer, his stuff would usually go up on a public channel. If Billy wanted to do a show on gardening or fishing, that show would also go up on a gardening channel. If Billy Davis ran for office, there would be a candidates debate, and that might be a government thing. So that would run on a government channel where you see kind of town government and also state government. I try to find some state government programming to put up on the government channel. And as I stated, that has to run from beginning to end, gavel to gavel. The education channel, we're trying to expand that a little more, and I think that you're going to be seeing a lot more things like how to play a guitar. And I know this show, when it began, had a lesson in it. It was a great beginning of a show, and I love how the build of this show has gotten to where it is. But this show has a dynamic, Dan Brillman, who has an idea and a passion and an opinion, and that show plays on the public channel.
Right.
So each channel has a certain criteria, certain niche, and like I said, the stuff that you see there is mostly produced by volunteers or myself.
Right. And Justin, as you know, I have an opinion, and one of the things that I really passionately believe in is that local access TV could be much more than it is. It could be a way to get local news, important information that people need in their community. I even sometimes think that local cable access could be as good as any regional or national network if the emphasis was put in that. But right now we're trying to teach some high school students how to put a video story together. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Dan, you know that you are of an opinionated mind. I love it. You bring in this enthusiasm and this recognition of how important local television is, and it helps me do my job. As a volunteer and as somebody who volunteers their time and their expertise, you and your wife Marilyn have offered to help with a workshop where interns are learning how to visually put together a story, and I think you have a piece.
Yes, we're going to be playing a piece, and I was really amazed at the quality of the students that you selected as interns for this workshop that we're giving on how to tell a video story, and we're going to take a look at that video right now. You're here at this video storytelling workshop to produce a short video story. The simpler the story, the better.
Today, we're going to all be taking turns in front of the camera, acting as the reporter, and being the person interviewed.
Marilyn Brillman is teaching this video storytelling workshop because she believes in local access TV, and
video is very underused. I think it has great potential. It has great potential in our local cable.
Like that, or is that too much?
That's good.
Abington Cam's executive director Justin Shanahan has teamed up with the Brillmans because he wants his interns to excel in television. And Justin knows television.
Shot composition, audio, journalism. There's not a day that's been the same. And that's the excitement behind the television broadcast. Nothing is ever the same. Technology moves so fast.
Right. What would you want to be titled as? Student.
My interest in video production is getting to see the different side of what you're filming and just the whole storyline, editing all the footage and seeing how the final product comes out.
And this workshop is all about the students, the future of television, perhaps the future of Local Access TV. How do you think the workshop's going?
Well, I just want to give you a little bit of history of the workshop for the people who don't know. The workshop's been going for 2 weeks, but we've been planning this for probably 3 months. So Dan and Marilyn have come in between their shows, in between their life. I think you know, I just want to thank them for allowing this to come to fruition. I think the students are really attached to it. They like it. Yeah. They're being challenged. They're challenged to write journalism, to think outside of the box, to think down the road, future, about B-rolls and audio and lighting. And this is all stuff that you've brought to the workshop, and you know, it's been an enormous help. I know the interns are working hard at it, and you know, it just goes to show that if you give them more than they can handle, they'll come up, you know, they'll come up to that bar that you set. Definitely, and it has been a dream of mine for a long time, Marilyn and I, to help train young people in the skills and experiences that we've had working in the television business for so many years. And we really believe that these young people can come up with some really great programming. And as it evolves, I mean, we can even get down into the younger grades, say the 5th and 6th grades, where they can learn the basics of doing it. So by the time they get to junior high, they're starting to mentor the younger kids. And then when they get into the high school, all of a sudden, boy, you got a full-blown newscast. Wouldn't that be great? That would be awesome.
You know,
unbelievable.
And for anybody out there in the Abington viewing audience, or the surrounding towns, how can they?
Land?
Yeah, TV land. How can they get involved?
It's real easy. Anybody in TV land that's listening, you can give me a call at the studio, 781-616-2950. Shoot me an email, justin@abingtoncam.org. If you run into Dan Brillman, or if you know Billy Davis and you run into them, you say, hey, I saw them on TV and I really want to get involved. What's the best way? Or can we take a studio tour? Or can we just do a talk show? We have something to say. Come on in, give me a call, shoot me an email. I try to make it as easy as possible, you know, because there's a lot out there to be said, and I think a lot of people have a lot to say, and this is the place to do it.
So here we are in the new high school, and we're in TV land, and it's a blast. And you know, you'd like to see a lot more people coming down and getting involved. Really, right now it's maybe a little underutilized. You could get a few more people down here, a few more Billy Davises,
yes.
and we could do that full-blown newscast for Abington community.
This is the studio that the public has funded, and you know, come and enjoy what we have for you.
You know, Justin, I've been at a lot of local access studios, and I've met a lot of people in this business, but I haven't met anybody quite as energetic, enthusiastic, and as welcoming as you. So
thank you.
People, come on down here to Abington's Cam studio and talk to Justin Shanahan. Once again, I'd like to thank Justin Shanahan for all the fabulous work he's doing here at Abington Cam. And I'd like to thank the crew, because without them, this show wouldn't happen. Marilyn Brillman, Aaron Connor, Sean Connor, Billy Davis, Gary Petty, and 2 members of our crew who weren't able to make it today, Kathy Welch and Tracy Crean. We're hoping that they'll be here for our next show. And I want to welcome Gary Petty, the newest member of our crew. And I want to close with a theme song that I wrote for Local Access TV. Our cities and towns, our neighborhoods, come see what's happening on Access TV. It's the news that we can use. It's the stories of who we are. Local Access TV. That's the place to be. Lights, camera, action. That's for me. Local Access TV. Come on, sing it with me. Local Access TV. TV. Yeah, that sounds good. Sing it. Local access TV.
Playing guitar, writing songs, and
Well, we really hope that you like the show, Playing Guitar, Writing Songs, and we have a lot of fun creating the show, and I love making the music. The song that we used for this show, Local Access TV, starts off with the D chord, and I want to show you how to play the D chord. But first, don't get frustrated if you have a hard time playing the D chord. It's not that easy. I can remember back to the 1970s when I was in the Marine Corps. I sat there and forced my fingers to go into a position of the D chord. And that took me weeks to learn how to do that and instantaneously go to the D chord. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to show you a diagram of the D chord. Might help you understand it a little better. You look at the E string, the bottom string, and you go up 2 frets. And then you go up to the second string, the B string, and you go up 3 frets. Then you go up to the G string, the third string, and you go up 2 frets. The really cool thing about playing guitar is you can take that chord pattern, the D chord pattern, go up 2 more frets to the 4th fret and play an E chord. And then you go up 1 more fret and you're playing an F chord. And then 2 more frets to the 7th fret and you're playing a G chord. And that's pretty cool because you're doing the same configuration. So you're just sliding your configuration up and down the neck like this. And that's how the song starts out. Well, now you need another chord. So I chose an A chord because it sounds good with the D. Our cities and towns. I want to show you how the A chord works. Go to the bottom 2nd string, which is the B string, and you go up 2 frets, and then the G string, 2 frets, and the D string, 2 frets. So you got those 3 strings pushed down. And it looks like this. They're all on the same fret. That's the A. So it's our cities and towns, and then go to the D chord, our neighborhoods, and 1 more chord, the 3rd chord. Woody Guthrie said anything more than 3 chords is a waste. Well, you can use as many chords as you want, but you can create songs with just 1 or 2 or 3 chords. Now I'm going to talk about the E chord because that gave me my final sound of the progression. And the E chord sounds like this. You can see the 3rd string up, which is the G string. You go to the 1st fret. And then the 4th string up, which is the D string, you go up 2 frets. And then the 5th string up, the A string, and you go up 2 frets. But it all comes together, and you can write your own songs, 1 chord, 2, 3. Just give it a try. See if you can write a song, and we'd love to hear it. Here we go. This is Local Access TV. Our cities and towns, our neighborhoods. Come see what's happening on Access TV. It's the news that we can use. It's the stories of who we are. Local Access TV. That's the place to be. Lights, camera, action. That's for me, yeah. Local Access TV. Yeah, Local Access TV. I'm Dan Brillman for E-Awakening and Playing Guitar, Writing Songs, and